story about when I was first born. I grabbed her finger, and from then on, we were big as thieves for the rest of my life, or her life. I used to love meeting my grandmother for a walk home after elementary school. I was in kindergarten. She would always pack us a snack lunch, and she'd walk us home. And halfway through, we'd have a little picnic, and we'd sit down on the grass somewhere and just share a nice little moment together. And it was my favorite time of the day. One of the most valuable things that she ever did for me was teach me how to read. I learned how to read before I was in kindergarten, and it was something I'm very proud of. And I know she taught a lot of the neighborhood kids how to read as well. I know it says in the brochure, but she went to UCLA and was one of the pioneers of teaching phonics to children and teaching them how to read. I loved her very much, and I'm honored and blessed to have been named after her. And I'm so thankful that she was able to be at my wedding last year. It's something I've always cherished. For a funny story, Grandma always loved her animals. We had a chicken that got sick once, and because we loved them so much, we took them to the vet, and it was a little bit crazy, but this chicken was sick, and we had to get it to the vet. So Grandma grabbed a cereal box, and we put the chicken in the cereal box, and it had a hard time fitting in that box. It was pretty big. So we were looking at the poor chicken in the box, and we're like, I don't know if this box is going to work. And then Grandma, in all her knowledge, said, it says insert tab here, and she kept trying to close the box on the chicken. It was just so funny. Needless to say, we got the chicken to the vet. It was okay. And I also have something very dear. I'm actually wearing it that she gave me. I don't know if many of you know, but she used to be a Rosa the Riveter in wartime. I'm actually wearing a piece of steel that she made and rivets into a bracelet. All the girls apparently did that, and I was very blessed to be given that by my grandmother. And it's kind of carried on into my life. I have a sweet spot in my heart for aviation. My husband's a pilot as well. It's just something I've worked at airlines. It's just something that's very strong and true to me. And I just want to close it out with saying the amazing power of prayer. I've been very blessed, and I've prayed for many things from the bottom of my heart, and there's been a couple of things that I've gotten exactly verbatim from prayer. My dad proposing to my mom on Christmas, that happened. Getting snow in Long Beach, there was a little bit of flurries one year when I was a kid, and that happened. My cousin's car was stolen once, and I prayed that he would get that back with everything in it, Curtis's car actually. And by some miracle in the grace of God, he got his car back with all his school books and everything in it. And one of the most recent things that I prayed for was that my grandma would know that she was not alone, and that she would pass peacefully in her sleep. And she was very blessed, and that's exactly what happened. The morning she died, there was a nurse there with her. She woke up, said hello to the nurse. The nurse said hello. She closed her eyes and just floated off. And so I'm just very glad that God answered that prayer for me. She knew she was not alone, and that she just went to sleep. Amen.
Any special memories?
Hi, I'm Carol. I'm Evelyns' oldest daughter. My mom, like the rest of her generation, was a product of the Depression and then of World War II. During those 20 years, in the 30s and 40s, Everyone in the United States had very hard times and had to make enormous sacrifices. And that made a lasting impact on the whole population. Evelyn never wasted anything. And she saved everything. But especially books and newspaper clippings. Her house is full of those things, and it will be an enormous task for us to sort through everything. I think the reason she saved those things was that she loved learning, and even more than that, she loved teaching. She wanted to share her discoveries with everyone, but especially children. Every time she came to visit my husband and I and my son in Boston, and then later in Tucson, she would take pictures of strange items. We were in the airport, and there was a bank of 20 telephone booths in a row, and she had to take a picture of that to show her students back in Compton. She wanted to take her new discoveries back to her students and grandkids. And she loved to tape record everyone. She would sneak into our living room with her tape recorder going and just start recording us. It was a little unsettling. My husband thought maybe she was an undercover agent. But looking back, it's nice to hear family members' voices that are no longer with us, especially my grandfather singing wonderful songs. One of my most vivid memories of Mom was when I was 13. I don't know if you've all seen the movie Akela and the Bee, about the little girl learning spelling bee. Well, that was me. My sister Patty had just been born, but my mom would help me practice my spelling bee words at 6 a.m. every morning. We would make baby Patty's formula and spell thousands of words. This went on for 6 months. In case you're wondering, I came in 5th place. I missed the word apostrophe, but to spell it correctly, it's A-P-O-S-T-R-O-P-H-E. Thanks to everyone for coming today to celebrate her life. She will be missed, but leaves us with many wonderful memories. Thank you.
I got some funny stories, so that I don't cry. Alright, so boy, my grandma court was going on now, and I got in my car to leave, and she runs out of the house and she says, "Here, take this with you." And another time I remember I was driving to Oakland, I was going to see my brother, and same thing, I was leaving. She ran out with this map, and she gave me this map. She says, "You're going to need this." I said, "Thanks, Grandma." And I opened it up, and the 5 freeway wasn't even finished on the map. I never told her that. And our house was the only house that the Jehovah's Witness kept going past because she would sit there and debate with them. And her thing was she could never tell anybody that they're wrong. Her thing was to say, "I'm glad you think that, but this is what I think." And she would talk to them for hours if they would stay there. When I would take her to the grocery store, I would take her a shopping list, and I would go get everything on the list, and then park the basket by the register, and then I would go sit in my car for about an hour while she talked to me. And then I would go back in and say, "Grandma, I got everything." She would take the old chairs out in the line, books. Our kids from the neighborhood would just come and sit, and she would read to them. And as long as people would come, she was patient. Some of our child struggled with these basic questions.